You may have noticed many people in the last few years talking about switching over to a whole food plant based diet. These people include celebrities, athletes, as well as, I'm sure, uh, a friend or more than one friend that brings up being a vegan whenever they can. If you have not heard much about a whole food plant based diet, I will discuss that diet here today. I was first introduced to this diet a few years ago by my primary care physician. Once we discovered I had a giant cell tumor growing in my right femur, uh, he suggested switching over to this diet. Not that it would eliminate the tumor, but it would give me better health all around and give me better prep for surgery. So first things first, I will explain what a whole food plant-based diet is. As defined by Dr. Robert Ostfeld, a plant-based diet consists of minimally processed fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, and seeds, spices, herbs, and excludes all animal products. In short, it's just like it says, it's just plants. It's all plants. As far as the whole food part of it, it's just natural foods that are unrefined and or are minimally refined. Now that we have defined what a whole food plant-based diet is, I will discuss the many benefits of a whole food plant-based diet. One is whole foods plant-based diets can prevent and in some cases even reverse chronic illnesses. According to Dr. Robert J. Ostfeld, a practicing cardiologist, many of his patients have come off of multiple medications and reversed their diabetes, high blood pressure, and hyperlipidemia by adopting a whole foods plant-based diet. So before he would recommend, before beginning to recommend a full whole food plant-based diet to his patients, he would rarely see people's conditions improve. But since he has encountered many people who are doing a lot better since adopting the whole food plant-based diet. Second, a whole food plant-based diet is more sustainable than an animal diet. A report that was backed by the UN, that was put out by Chatham House, they say that adopting a whole food plant or a plant-based diet could reduce greenhouse emissions substantially by consuming less animals. That would create more land space to make or to grow food to feed more humans, and also since there's more land, there'd be more plants and biodiversity that would trap a lot of the carbon that is in the atmosphere. Thirdly, a plant-based diet is a great way to manage health and weight easily. When I first started the diet, or before starting a whole food plant-based diet, I weighed 224 pounds. Within a month, I had dropped down to 196 pounds. It's about 30 pounds. Of course, I was very strict the first 6 weeks, and after that, I gradually started taking things like French fries, snacks like chips, and some cookies, and sodas. But even then, my weight remained steadily at 196 pounds. So now that we've discussed the benefits of a whole food plant-based diet, I will discuss the accessibility of a whole food plant-based diet. So I must acknowledge that choosing to eat a whole food plant-based diet is a privilege. For some folks, it's not a choice. That is simply what they could afford, right? It's cheaper to buy legumes, beans, grains like tortillas or bread than to buy meats, eggs, and milk. So it's also very time consuming to have this diet. So it's not for everyone because it's just not possible. So now that I've talked about the many benefits of the whole food plant-based diet, I leave you with this quote by Albert Einstein. Nothing will benefit human health and increase the chances for survival on Earth as much as the evolution of a vegetarian diet.